to the 2018 President's Day edition of Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Maybe you're off work today. Skated into work. No traffic. It was great. Parking lot's empty and nobody in the building but us chickens, as they say. But we're here. We're live. It is President's Day. I'll share a few things with you about President's Day. Interesting things that maybe you have forgotten. And Dr. Sally Bird's in studio today. We found her wandering around the empty parking lot. She didn't know. She thought she was at the wrong place. Usually there's no place to park. But she's here inside the building, in the studio. That's good, and I'm glad you're there. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. It was just beautiful weather here in Florida, or at least in the Tampa Bay area, wherever you may be. I hope things are leveling out and moving in, maybe spring like what? I don't know. It's what, February?
It is.
Some places maybe not so much, but it'll soon break. And the seasons are nice. We don't have that too much here. It's very hot, and somewhat hot. That's the weather here. Those are the extremely hot, very hot. Hot and somewhat hot. Those are the four seasons. But we shouldn't complain.
No, I mean, it plays a big part in health, the weather. And if you're stuck inside as opposed to being able to go outside. I mean, I went to our event Saturday.
You went to... Yes, I'm going to talk about that. We worked this weekend, and we had a great time. The Vitamin Discount Center, it's a chain of stores here in the Tampa Bay area.
And we were there from noon to 4 on Saturday. Dr. Bird was there with us.
Had a great time.
She's in studio now, and we had a great time with her. Met a lot of people.
I did. There were a lot of people. I talked to so many. I'll share with you some of the things I learned. But I wanted to recognize... I spoke with so many, but I know Calvin was there, Ben was there, Jimmy, and the one person I saw, I used to see her over the years so many times. Her name's Ann, and she came by, and I haven't seen her in such a long time. It was really great. I had such a...
And a shout out to Jerome.
Jerome, I have it in my notes. Jerome, Calvin, Ben, Jimmy.
Lori and Gerard, they were there.
Mm-hmm. Lori and Gerard, wonderful people. Lori and Gerard, they've been listening to the show since its inception and came to all the events over the years. It was great to get out and speak with people. Most of the health, what was interesting, the health theme that dominated my conversations with people was about digestive health.
Yeah.
Almost every person I talked to had a question or an issue regarding their gastrointestinal health or digestive health. Amazing. I'm not surprised. You would think maybe a lot of joint pain issues and this digestive health related kinds of questions. Amazing. Everything from, just maybe gas and bloating to more serious matters, but that came up a lot yesterday. The whole time I was there, I didn't stop talking. So I was there for 4 hours. I was talking with somebody at some point almost every moment. I want to thank Sophia, who is the manager of that store, the Vitamin Discount Center store here in Temple Terrace, Florida, who did a fabulous job. Her staff and she put together, and all the people that she brought by, the folks from the church. It was amazing. It was amazing. The food, there was entertainment. I mean, it was a party.
It was a party.
It was a party. And I kept introducing people to Dr. Burt. I've said to her a million times, they love you around here. And she just looked at me like she thought I was making it up. And when I at least 4 times yesterday, maybe a half a dozen, I introduced somebody to her. Oh, you're Dr. Burt. We love you. You're so great to meet you. Yeah, blah, blah. And going on and on. I said, see? And every time they would do it, I said, see? I told you. They love her.
You have a wonderful listening audience, and it was a pleasure to meet some of them in person.
Aren't they?
You guys rock. You really do.
Aren't they something?
There's something.
Here's the thing that I was so struck by was the genuineness of the event, the innocence of it, the genuine heartfelt effort, people coming by, people interested in their health, concerned, the different supplement companies that were there. It was, yeah, you can have big production values and, it was a simple, well thought out, well attended, passionate event that was constituted of people, everyday people in everyday life, just trying to get along and figure things out. So many people are concerned about their health. And, it's just astonishing that you see that. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's why this show is so important. It's not about me. There'll be a day I won't be here at this microphone. Somebody else will be here. I know that. But the show, it's this platform, as to use the 21st century lingo, vocabulary. It's the platform, and the size of the audience, and what you're trying to accomplish here. And people listen. There are people who listen to this show or watch it every single day. It's a point we call in radio. It's appointment listening. It's marked. Gerard said that in the morning when his wife gets up, the show comes on and he tries to talk. She said, "Don't bother me now. I'm listening to Dr. Cargo." Don't bother me now. I'm busy here.
But you know what, Doc? They also looked really healthy. That was a good-looking bunch of people in that store. They look great.
As opposed to when we go to Expo West, the biggest trade show in the world, I will see every infirmity known to humankind. These people standing outside smoking, eating burgers, and this and that. I'm thinking, wait a minute. You're in the natural products industry. Now, there are a lot of healthy-looking people, but you're right. And it was all ages, young people,
yes,
middle-aged, and long-lived. Mm-hmm. I think there were a few ghosts from Christmas past that were lingering, showing up there, too. Oh, my goodness. It was wonderful. It's inspiring to me, and it informs me about how important it is not just to dispense information, but to connect with people. They're looking for a connection. Mm-hmm. They're not just looking for information. They want a reliable, trustworthy source. It's somebody they can believe in and have confidence. That's why we this is an evidence-based show. It's evidence-based nutrition. It's evidence-based medicine. And the young people that were there, that's what I was so struck by. Healthy-looking young people. I keep saying everybody dismisses them. Oh, they're not interested in their health. I don't believe that. I never have believed it. And
there was a lot.
A lot. Mm-hmm. A lot.
There was a couple guys that do the World's Strongest Man competition. They were there. Big Nate was there, and then he knew some guy that they were like that competed.
And the young women that showed up fit as a fiddle.
At Country Life Vitamins, we
the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace for healthy sleep naturally.
Welcome back. Welcome to this President's Day edition of Let's Talk Nutrition. And what's interesting about President's Day, some of you may remember that officially it's Washington's birthday. Now, maybe when you were a kid, that's the way it was referred to. Mm-hmm. And sometimes Washington and Lincoln's birthday. But President's Day, officially, Washington's birthday in the United States is the third Monday in February. Of course, honoring our first president, George Washington, you know, and Abraham Lincoln. Abe was sort of like an afterthought, but that's what President's Day was really about. The origins of President's Day go back to 1880s, of course, when the birthday of George Washington, who was the commander of the Continental Army, and that new commercial for Geico where he's going across the Delaware
Parkway
in a boat. That's a hysterical commercial. We all got a place to go. We all have a place to go. He's saying, we are shameless in this country. Anyway, who headed the Continental Army during the American Revolution, was the first president of our country, was first celebrated as a federal holiday in the 1880s. In 1968, now, Congress passed what's called the Uniform Monday Holiday Bill. And the purpose here was to move a number of the federal holidays to a Monday so that people could have a long weekend. That was the intent. But there were people who pushed back on that and said, no, you have to commemorate on the designated day, and you shouldn't do that. During the debate on that bill back in 1968, it was proposed that Washington's birthday be renamed President's Day to honor the birthdays of both Washington, which was February 22nd, that's when he was born, and Lincoln, February the 12th, or those were the days. So they wanted to have those two presidents remembered. It was never an official federal holiday. Following the debate, I guess, Congress rejected the name change. After the bill went into effect in 1971, President's Day still stuck. Even though they didn't pass the bill to change the name, just because they discussed it. Mm-hmm. Technically, it's George Washington's birthday and Abraham Lincoln. That's what's being celebrated. And now colloquially, it's become a holiday to commemorate or to remember or to honor all presidents. But that's not how it all started, by the way. Just thought you'd like to know. And so what we're showing now is some footage from the event. The guy standing in black, that would be me, and then the guy in blue is Tony, who's a wonderful man. And they gave me a nice little plaque. It was nice. I'm really a shy person. I have a hard time with those things. I'm very shy. You wouldn't believe that, but it's true. And they were so kind to remember me. And then there's the pastor, the bishop, who's singing. And they got the whole church, the whole congregation is now changing their way of eating. So I promised them I would come by and talk to them about nutrition, and I'll probably get that scheduled and go in. And I will focus my comments. I'll have to think about what I'm going to do when I get in front of them, but I have some ideas. But I want to thank them so much for at least remembering me and all of that. It was really nice. It was a nice moment. I'm grateful.
Well, their lives have been changed, Doc, from paying attention to the information that you've been giving out over the airwaves for years. And the fact that an entire church is ready to change, that's a huge commitment.
It is a commitment. And the bishop was telling me that what he's planning to do. Now, if I get a chance to get in front of him, I will share. There's a nice image of Dr. Bird. I will share with them some basic principles that might help guide them as a group in their journey to try and change their relationship with food. This is not an easy thing to do.
And it's easier in a group. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes.
It's easier if you have social support, especially if you go into a household and you've got one person that's still eating everything from moon pies to RC Cola.
So did you go to the fair?
I did go to the fair, and you know what I ate? I had a piece of roasted corn. That's the only thing I ate.
For you.
I was there for 6 hours.
Did you
I
see-
also won the strongest man competition in the entire state of Florida. I just want to point that out.
Did you?
All right.
I did.
That's great.
Did you see all the deep fried food? Was it?
Yes,
still,
I did, and you know what? And it's because
I should have asked you to take photographs of that stuff.
I've tried to keep away from it so much now that now smelling all the grease frying
Terrible, isn't it?
makes my stomach upset. And it's and so the only thing that I saw that I could eat was the roasted corn. And the guy goes, "Do you want butter on it?" I was like, "No,
No butter.
And
please.
everybody looked at me like I was the freak there. And I was like,
were they deep frying Twinkies and stuff?
"Oh, they had okay. So they have this thing called the
Oh, and I have to remember
Sunday.
Wait, I gotta mention something here. Gordon Bird reminded me. Many of you already had your state fair
in the fall.
in the fall. Here in Florida, because of the growing season, we're the outlier.
Yeah.
We have our state fair now. It's odd, I know. And Gordon reminded me of that the other day. He said, "You need to tell the audience that we're odd down here." And I love state fairs. When I was a kid, we used to go in Pittsburgh. We used to go to North Park. It would have it either at North Park or South Park, and it was amazing. It was so exciting. I mean, I loved it. Now, it's now it's like a nutritional, I don't know what.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
coast to coast. If you call outside the continental United States, you have to call 813-636-8255.
Sorry about that. I got stopped in a hall, but somebody was asking about sleep.
Well,
Because
tell them to listen to the show.
Well, they were not. Okay, I'll tell you off the air who it was. But I looked at him and I'm like, oh, my Lord, you look amazing. He goes, well, because I'm not waking up at 3:30 in the morning to be here at 5 and
Getting some sleep.
And his blood pressure's gone down.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, we listen to the show. By the way, we've talked about that many times. If you go to the Let's Talk Nutrition website, everything is archived and on demand. The audio is under a link called Show Schedule, and then there's videos. Some of the videos are on the homepage, a few, and then the rest, there's a link that will escort you to YouTube, and the rest are volume there or...
Okay, and I want to clarify because some people didn't understand this. You have to look for us under Let's Talk Nutrition on YouTube, not Dr. Michael Garko.
Okay.
And the reason is it's set up like that is we try to put everything the same. Our Facebook,
do they have titles? Do those shows have titles?
They have titles. Everything is titled and everything's dated.
All right.
And it's on playlist. So if there's like a specific product you're looking for, like American Biotech Labs, the show is under that playlist.
Okay. So there's any number of ways to get it. We're trying to promote that YouTube website, get people to use it. The show airs live on that platform.
And there's no charge.
There's no charge, as well as Facebook and our website. But the lion's share of the audience is terrestrial, if you will. No aliens. It's terrestrial radio. And we're coast to coast, including Hawaii. So the show does air at different times in different markets.
It's interesting because we had people come up in the past. We had people come up Saturday. They were asking about the show and how they can get it. And there's people that in their car now are listening to the older shows through the podcasts.
There you go.
So,
and we have that. We don't charge anything. Dr. Sally Bird is my guest today. She's here all day with us, or at least for the amount of time. Miss Bird, Dr. Bird, thank you for coming by on Saturday. People loved you, as I told you they did. You thought I was making it up. And you saw all those, it was SRO, standing room only. And it was amazing. And, I don't know who you talked to or what were they asking you? What did you talk about?
They were asking about everything from gardening, cooking, again, a few digestive health issues, aging well, wrinkles, whatever we discussed, weight and heart disease. So we covered the gamut. They were delightful. What a delightful group of people.
I know. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Mm-hmm. You mentioned aging. I spent, when I wasn't at that fair on Saturday, and then I went home and I spent a couple of hours reading, and then I spent several hours yesterday reading. I'm writing a series on aging for this coming year. And it was a strange experience. I have delved into this literature many times in the past. And so yesterday I was reading Robin Holliday, his work. I was reading Leonard Hayflick, was reading his work. Two primary figures in the science of aging. And Robin Holliday and Hayflick they're both very famous. Leonard Hayflick is really famous. They somewhat disagree with one another about what aging is and the cause or causes of aging. But really, when you get down to it, there's not much disagreement between them, except for Leonard Hayflick believes that there is one overarching cause for aging. Robin Holliday, he believes that there are multiple causes for aging. I will lay that out in my writing and reporting on it. But what I was struck by is I was reading these articles, and it's very, it's scientific, it's weighty, it's all of those things. I thought, they're writing about this, but they're doing it in the abstract. because they get to, eventually, you get to the issue of aging and disease, age-related diseases, aging-related diseases, and then you get to death. I mean, that's where you end up here. And I'm reading them, and it felt a little empty. It felt like an academic exercise, and I'm thinking, you guys are writing this, and I know they're scientists, I get that, but given what I've gone through, I have a whole different feeling and experience in reading the material now and trying to understand it, report on it, and share it with you. It's not in the abstract for me. It's very concrete and very real. And I sort of sense that in the writing. They're talking about it, and they're right. I mean, they're dispassionate about it. But I don't know. I have to see how when I start to really put my mind to it and start to write now. I already put one article is already up, but how it's going to affect my expression of what I want to say, because it's not in the abstract. And this is a complicated topic. My belief is you're better off to study aging overall rather than isolate on any individual disease and try to figure out that disease. I tend to believe that we've learned more about cardiovascular disease by studying, or just as much by studying aging, rather than just studying cardiovascular disease by itself. You
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And there's some evidence to suggest that might be a better approach. This is the age of specialization. Endocrinologists, cardiologists, urologists, oncologists, and so on. And I get that. But you need context. You need the big picture. And studying aging gives you that big picture. You can't separate it. Aging, disease, age-related diseases, longevity, death, they all get pulled in. And and let me just be candid, when you flirt with death and then you start to study and read it and write about it, you have a whole different point of view.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Figures Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
to this President's Day edition of Let's Talk Nutrition. Now, there are any number of theories of aging, as you'll learn, and when I start publishing this series over this coming year now. And a theory is an explanation. It answers the question why. That's what a theory does. It doesn't describe necessarily. Its job is not to describe, it's to explain why. There's description, explanation, and prediction. That's usually what science is trying to do. You start with description, you move to explanation, which is theoretical, the theories, and then you develop the theory to predict. Okay? That's the sequence. The free radical theory of aging, the immunologic theory of aging, the inflammation theory of aging, the mitochondrial theory of aging. There are more theories of aging than there are theoreticians. I mean, it is crazy. There are hundreds of them, 300, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not exaggerating. And it assumes that there is a theory identifies a cause. What causes aging? Robin Holliday is of the view that there's more than one cause for aging. All right? Now, when you look at these different theories, the immunological theory of aging has some merit. And the theory, in a word, is that as we age, the immune system will tend to do what? Break down. It almost turns on itself, and where the body's not able to distinguish self from other. And what I mean by that is, the immune system begins to attack itself because it can't distinguish self antigens from non-self ones, and progressively breaks the body down, causing even more damage, cellular damage, tissue damage, organ system damage. Arthritis is one example of autoimmune. And there are many other autoimmune-related kinds of diseases. It's your own immune system attacking you. So, Dr. Bird is in studio today, and she often talks about silver. And of course, she's an educator for American Biotech Labs. They're the makers of Silver Biotics. And I'm holding up the liquid immune system daily support. It's a liquid. I have some in my bag over there. I'll take a swig of it in a moment. I take one swig every day. And I had people yesterday looking at different silver products. I sent them over to her to talk. They were looking at different brands. And I said, you need to go talk to Dr. Bird about that. How does the silver product play into the aging theme, Dr. Bird, given what I said?
That's a great question. Well, most people have to keep a strong immune system. That's one of the theories of aging, is maintaining wellness for life, right? So if you can take a product that's safe and effective and less expensive than many other things and medications, you can help to mitigate bacteria, viruses, yeast, and mold that can take over a body and cause immune dysfunction. So when you can we all take a swig a day, but really the directions are 2 teaspoons a day to a tablespoon a day, and you can take as much as you need to if you start to feel like you're getting sick. But it's a small amount of product to use at a very fair price to maintain health, wellness, and to promote aging well. For instance, people that are ridden with candida, and that can be due to sugars in the diet, diabetes, any type of insulin disorder, too many carbohydrates, even emotional stress and adrenal fatigue can cause candida yeast overgrowth in somebody's body that may manifest as athlete's foot, even all types. It could be vaginal yeast, jock itch, it could be nail fungus anywhere on the body. And using a product like the Silver Biotics on a daily basis just keeps it down to a dull roar. So your body can work and it can stay healthy. Also, if you can get rid of bacteria, for instance, that may accumulate on your organs, for instance, your liver. If your liver shuts down, you're not going to be around very long. Okay, and the liver impacts the kidneys. So each organ works together. And if you can keep your body working at its maximum speed, because what happens when you age? Your organs are not working maybe as when you were 20 years old. It's called, we have a methylation factor, for instance. So we're not as biologically active in our digestion, our absorption of even your vitamins, minerals, even laying out in the sun and getting vitamin D is compromised as you age, okay, because our bodies are slowing down. So if you can control this factor and have a product in your nutritional arsenal that actually works and is a very fair price and has FDA safety clearances and is safe from infants to seniors, why not?
So in other words, silver doesn't it doesn't affect the immune system directly. What I hear you, I'm interpreting or inferring from your comments that it lessens the load.
That's right.
On the immune system by intervening with these in these different sectors of your body for different reasons, whether it's a bacterial infection, a viral infection, or whatever. In other words, it frees up it helps the immune system. It doesn't it lessens the burden on the immune system.
Yes, so we're a balanced body.
Okay. Now, definition of terms, simple. And I'll give credit to Robin Halliday. Health. What is health? That's a state of being free from illness or injury.
That's right.
Aging. It's a process of growing old, plain and simple. Senescence. That's the condition or process of deterioration with age. Senescence. Sometimes you can see that unfolding right before your very eyes and people around you. Or if you haven't seen someone in a long time, and you see them 10 years later or go to a class reunion, you can see that senescence is in play, where there's a deterioration. One of the overarching principles of age-related diseases is the body's inability to maintain itself, to these maintenance systems that it has, to do what? To repair damage and to recover. And as we age, that breaks down. We come back, I'll share more with you about that and how a product like American Biotech Labs, the Silver Biotics, can assist by lessening the load on the immune system. Welcome to this President's Day edition of Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by today. We are coast to coast and we are global, and probably you have a day off today. We're live. We're on the job, and my guest in studio is Dr. Sally Bird. Dr. Bird has decades of experience in the world of natural health and the natural product space, as represented by the natural products industry. So she has a particular point of view and preference as to how she approaches health, wellness, and well-being generally, and aging. And aging is on my mind these days because because I'm writing a series for a lot of reasons. I think that the study of aging is the better way to go in understanding in these individual chronic diseases. Not that they shouldn't be studied unto themselves, but they need to be cast in a greater context. I'm not the only one that holds that view, but nevertheless. And one of the companies for whom she serves as an educator is American Biotech Labs. Now, they go out of their way and expend a lot of time, effort, money, research dollars, and whatnot to develop their Silver Biotics product line. Now, the notion of using silver for medicinal purposes has been around for hundreds and maybe even, I guess, thousands of years. Mm-hmm. People have tried to figure out how to use silver to create better health. That has led to all kind of crazy myths and misfortunes in health. People doing dumb things with silver and injuring themselves. All right? Now, that being said, and put aside for a second, one thing, at least in theory, where silver can serve a good purpose is to lighten the immune load, or lighten the load on the immune system. It doesn't affect the immune system directly as it does indirectly, in that it's freeing it up to tend to other matters. All right? Bacterial invasion, infection, viral, and so on. Parasites. Dr. Bird will talk about that. And one guest that comes on here a lot and talks about those kinds of things, Dr. Bird is quite familiar with, from North American Urban Spice.
Yep, Dr. Cass Ingram.
Dr. Ingram.
Gotta love him.
You gotta love him, right? Talking about all these microbes that invade the body. Mm-hmm. And, not very many come on the show and mention that, and people think, well, gee, that's odd. And it makes him sound odd, but you'd be surprised.
I watch Monsters Inside Me now because of him.
That's right.
I'm scared. I don't know if you've watched that, Doc.
No, I have not.
Oh, yeah. Watch an episode of that. That'll make you rethink everything you do and everything you eat. Like, I'm stopped eating raw sushi. Done.
Wise idea.
Done.
Mm-hmm. Done. Well, you should. Yeah. See, I never did any of that stuff. Oysters and all that. Anything that smells that bad, why would I want to eat it? Never mind. So you get my point here. And in the arena and the conversation, the dialogue, the discourse, the narrative on aging is very complicated. Suffice it to say that in my reading of the literature, there's one major principle and concept that emerges all the time. Aging is the process of growing old, no doubt. And in that process, the body begins to break down. What breaks down? It's maintenance, and they use that term, maintenance systems. And these maintenance, and there are different ones, are responsible for the repair and the replacement of molecules, cells, tissues, and so on, to repair. When the body, give you an analogy, if a car gets old enough, it begins to break down more than you can even begin to repair it. It's breaking down all the time. and the effort to keep it running becomes greater and greater and greater. And you might even get to a point where you can't even get any more replacement parts for it, or you cannot repair the part. This is sort of what happens to the body. In the theory of aging, all the hundreds of different theories, that one principle jumps out, or that one idea jumps out all the time. Most theoreticians would agree that there's a deterioration and breakdown and the body's inability to repair, leading to age-related diseases, heart disease, cancer, diabetes. It goes on and on and on. You take a silver product, and what are some of the reasons people have given you, Dr. Bird, for taking silver? Just
stay well. I mean, just to manage your life. Seasonal allergies is a big thing.
Even some of the crazy reasons people have given you?
So they don't get sick when they travel. For instance, they can drink water in other countries. If they put silver in it, they're not going to get sick because it kills bacteria. People that are camping. For children, pregnant women that may not want to take a lot of antibiotics can use silver. They use it before and after dentist visits as their natural antibiotic, because for deep cleanings and things like that, things are stirred up. Also for lung problems, asthma, breathing, they'll nebulize it in a nebulizer, so they breathe it up through their nose or in their mouth. It hits the brain, and their body's responding better.
All of which is helping the immune system.
Absolutely.
By taking care of matters that the immune system itself would not have to work on. One of the major theories of aging is the immunological theory of aging, where the immune system, they argue, begins to break down and can't maintain, and now you're a sitting duck. The aging process, you read people like Leonard Hayflick, he'll tell you that the aging process simply increases the vulnerability to disease or pathology. Okay? And he asks an interesting question. Why is it that old cells, in a word, get sick and new ones don't? That's kind of it. He frames it in different ways. Why do old cells become more vulnerable to pathology than new cells, just on a cellular level? Think about that for a second. Nature's agenda. Many scientists believe that aging doesn't occur until and after reproductive success, that all of the energies that the body can muster are devoted, following evolution and nature's agenda, to do what? Have reproductive success, so that what? The species survives. After reproductive success, that's when the clock starts to tick on aging, these scientists argue, and things start to move downward. Maintenance systems start to break down. You become more vulnerable to age-related diseases. There is no benefit from nature's perspective in having you have all of what they call the energetics, or the energy, to live a long life. There's no benefit for nature to do that. Hence, its agenda is not for you to live a long time. Its agenda is for you to reproduce early and often. I'm just telling you.
That's cute.
That's what happens. That's nature's agenda. That theme comes up over and over again among the most serious of scientists. Not crackpots, jackpots, and potheads. It's serious people. Now, some believe aging begins at the moment of conception. Many don't take that view. They think that aging begins in earnest after the stage, that age of reproductive ability. Can't make it up.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends: Virilla Max, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension. Exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. I was talking with Dr. Burt off air. I have to tell you, this whole idea of aging, the theories that swirl around it, and the conversation is so intriguing. And again, a product like Silver Biotics comes into play, not because it's going to necessarily make you live longer, increase longevity, but what it can do is take the stress off the immune system by attending to matters that the immune system would have to attend to. So that it doesn't have to kill the parasites, the bacteria, the viruses, and all these other critters, the microorganisms that get inside your body. That's where Silver Biotics silver product comes into play. So it has a place in that conversation, but in an indirect way. It does not amplify, it doesn't modulate, it doesn't do anything to the immune system other than to help it.
That's right, and it won't kill more than 2% of probiotics in your bloodstream, which is huge. So it allows your system to function at its best.
So get your head wrapped around this idea. Many of the theoreticians regarding aging believe that after reproductive success, the random loss of molecular fidelity continues to escalate, and for many molecules soon exceeds repair and turnover capacity, close quote. Translation? Nature recognizes that at a certain age, you have reproductive ability. Once you achieve that success, it has no interest whatsoever in maintaining your cells, tissues, and organs such that they can live a long time. All the energies up until that moment are devoted to developing reproductive organs so that you have reproductive success so that you can save the species. Right? Mm-hmm. And that's the answer to Dr. Hayflick's question, why are old cells vulnerable to pathology and new cells are not? The answer is so you can have sex.
That's it.
At the end of the day, and none of them say that in the articles, at the end of the day, this all boils down to that. But sex only in the sense of not for pleasure, but for reproductive success. That's nature's agenda. I've been saying that for years, and people think I've had a few cocktails or something when I say I'm not. It's science. Now, not everybody may agree with these ideas, but think about that. Young people are vital and healthy for a very good reason. Reproductive success. Mm-hmm. That's why as women age, the doctors say you put yourself at risk to get pregnant later in life. The eggs aren't as robust and healthy. Or men, the sperm aren't as, in doing it, having children at a very late age, you run risks. Mm-hmm. It's biology, man. So the answer to Dr. Hayflick's question, why are old cells more vulnerable to pathology and new cells aren't? The answer is because old cells play no part in reproductive success. Nature's just trying to move you out of the way. Mm-hmm. Grim. Everything that we're doing on this show, encouraging you to take Silver Biotics, don't eat this, eat that, do this, do that, whatever, all of that runs against nature's agenda. All we're trying to do on the show is to help you maintain your maintenance systems to help you keep repairing your body when it doesn't want to repair it anymore. That's all we're trying. That's what this is all about. If you think about it. You have a thought or two, Dr. Bird?
Absolutely. What happens when I know a lot of people age, Doc, and they start craving sugar. That's right. It's addictive. And
they're looking for energy.
They're looking for energy because their cells are worn out. They're plain old tired cells.
Or their diet is horrible.
They're not getting sleep. A lot of older people are getting up several times in the middle of the night. They're not sleeping. That wears you out. So you need products to help you rest and repair, as you said. You've got to repair the tissue.
Honestly, I know that when you read these articles, it's thick. It is thick, and I just try to put it in common terms here so we can all understand it. But when you look at the maintenance systems, the maintenance mechanisms that we have in our body, there are a whole lot of them. If you read Robin Holliday, he really does a good job in explaining these different systems. At some point today, maybe I'll list some of them for you. These maintenance mechanisms that we have, and what we're trying to do, all that you're trying to do when you're taking supplements, eat right, exercise, you're trying to maintain your maintenance mechanisms. I'll give you, here's the one article where he lists a bunch of them. This is not unknown to science. It's not known to many lay people, though. And that's what we're trying to do on the show. Taking a product like Silver Biotics is intended to help your body maintain itself by taking the stress off the immune system.
That's right.
What is Candida?
It's yeast in the body.
How do people get that?
Eating sugar, carbs, heavy stress, anxiety, sometimes even hypoadrenal.
It's not it's not a hygiene issue.
Not always. It's a stress issue, Doc.
Candida. We'll be back.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition on this President's Day edition. The body is under constant assault from environmental toxins, various chemicals in the air, the water, the soil, the food chain, and then these chemicals, just the chemicals. Then you have pathogens, and each person has a unique, individualistic mix of pathogens in his or her body. Now, typically people don't think of it that way, but when you when you get into that literature, you start to realize how complicated this all is, and that your immune system is constantly having to work. According to a recent National Institute of Health estimate, now this is not some crazy outfit, pretty serious people there, 90% of cells in the human body are bacterial, fungal, or otherwise non-human. Some of those can be deleterious to your health. I was mentioning candida, which is yeast, right?
Yes, yes.
And you always talk about it. Why is that on your mind? Why?
Because many people don't realize they have actually a yeast overgrowth or yeast infection in their body. Some people, one of the comments that we heard on Saturday at the stores, people had digestive problems. Their stomachs are swelling after they eat. Many times that's related to a candida or yeast issue plus an enzyme issue. So you've got to attack it from a different way. People that swell after you eat, that's not normal for your stomach to pop out, and it's becoming more and more common, especially if people who might need to go off gluten, doc. They might have a grain allergy. Many times it's low betaine hydrochloride, a very simple product to take. So it's becoming, due to the emotional stress, high acidic diets, that can also contribute to this. But many, many Americans are running around with a yeast issue. They just don't realize it, and that's where you need to drink Silver Biotics along with some other nutritional products, and definitely use the gel. Highly recommend this gel right now for
The one here.
Everybody should be carrying it on their hands,
given that
on
it's
their
cold
face.
and flu. It's cold and flu season is still in play, by the way.
Big time.
And it's bad news. I haven't reported on it the last few days, but I could update it if you like. And then this, I'm holding up the Silver Biotics. This is the liquid in here, and then this is the gel. And you say that rubbing this on your hands...
You can rub it on your hands. You've got a 4-hour window of protection, so it can take a lot of the life stresses out of your daily routine. It can also be used anywhere, inside or outside of your body, including on your feet if you suffer from fungal infections, even vaginally. It can go in your ears, in your eyes, on your face. It's a practical gel to use.
So candida is a fungus.
Yes, it is.
So candidiasis is a fungal infection.
Yeah, you've got to fight it with the right tools.
Okay, so knowing what I know about yeast from my dad, sugar makes yeast grow. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that their
It's food for them.
Is that their nutrition of choice?
It's a nutrition of choice.
Yeah.
So,
you know I know.
you have fungal species. There's candida, but there's others as well. Mm-hmm. Right?
It's a whole family.
All these that create disease.
Yes.
All right. So if you think about this, you say, well, no big deal. Mm-hmm. Well, it's not only getting infected with them, it's when. If you're younger, you have the wherewithal to marshal some attack, your immune system, right? Your immune system is still young. Later in life, being hit, taking a hit like that can be devastating because your immune system is not up to par. It's not be able to maintain like it once did, and now it's having to really work hard and may not be able to keep up.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So, products, I know that silver seems like some sort of exotic off the reservation idea, but not so much.
It's really a way of life, to use common sense products that mitigate stress because we're just bombarded.
And then you have beneficial bacteria, not to make all bacteria,
That's
all
right.
microbes,
That's right.
pathological in nature. They're not. Saccharomyces boulardii, and so on. I mean, the list is long. There are 15 genera, of which Candida species are that are frequent. I mean, it's not just one. You have different variations of them. It's a complicated world, man. And humans become a host for a lot of these microbes, and we don't realize it. And even worms and tapeworms.
That's right.
It's crazy. I'm just saying. Again, that may not have anything directly to do with aging, but if you're older and you get hit with one of those kinds of health issues, now you got a real issue. But it's an issue at any age. And even with children, yes?
Yes, because their immune systems aren't fully formed yet.
Here's a number to call.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. Or anywhere in the sound of my voice at 813-636-8255.
Diverse fungal species, live in and on the human body. Primarily, studies have shown several pathogenic species that increase a person's risk for disease. When what? When your healthy microbiome is dysbiotic, disrupted, disorganized. Second law of thermodynamics. Everything moves toward what? Entropy. In a word, that's what aging is. It's an entropic process, disorganization, breakdown. And inanimate. Look at a vehicle. You can park it in your garage, put it in an air-conditioned garage, put it up on block, whatever you want to do, cover it. Over time, it will deteriorate. Over time. This applies to animate and inanimate objects. That whole notion of the second law of thermodynamics, things moving towards entropy. Aging is that kind of process. And when your mechanics in your body, your maintenance systems go awry and can't keep up and do the repair, that's when you are in a lot of trouble. Then you get the age-related diseases, cancer, heart disease, and you go down the list. Putting this together now. We'll have the LTN health question of the day. Gee, so cheerful.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
in the conversation and dialogue narrative about aging, the theme of maintenance mechanisms comes up. And one of the ideas in the conversation about aging is that as the body ages, its ability to maintain or otherwise do the repair on cells, tissues, and organs as things happen to them when they take, as it's sometimes called, hits, those maintenance mechanisms begin to fail as people age. Here's the question, the LTN health question of the day. If you have the right answer, you'll win a $25 gift card. Which of the following are considered maintenance mechanisms to defend the body against, or you and me, against a variety of insults, if you will? A, DNA repair. Is that a maintenance mechanism? Which of the following are maintenance mechanisms? Defenses against radical oxygen species, free radicals. Is that a maintenance mechanism or a repair system? The immune system, is that considered a maintenance mechanism? And then you have what they're called healing mechanisms. Like you get these surface wounds, broken bones, and whatnot. Is that a maintenance mechanism? Or is it the case that all of those that I just mentioned are? DNA repair, defense against radical oxygen species, the immune system, healing mechanisms, or all of the above? I'll give you a hint. There are many of them. Here's the number to call to win a $25 gift card.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
Here's an... You're going to be surprised. The body's ability to store fat. The storage of fat enables the animal to do what? Survive periods of inadequate nutrition.
That's right.
That's why we have this propensity to... It's biology, man. It's not fair, is it?
Comfort food in the winter, right?
So, I'm just saying. Hence, enter stage left, again, for the 50th time. Many of the things that we do are just trying to help our maintenance mechanisms maintain better. And to keep the maintenance mechanisms maintained themselves, right?
That's right.
And here's another hint. Your immune system is one of those maintenance mechanisms.
It's a big one.
People are more prone... Here's a direct correlation. There's no ambiguity. With increasing age is the increasing likelihood of getting cancer of one form or another. That's not an accident. Because the immune system in an older person is not as vigilant, not as robust, incapable of doing apoptosis, cell death, killing those cells off. So there's age-related diseases. Cancer is among them. Heart disease is among them. Boy, I wish there was the only bright side to that aging conversation is that there's much that we can do to intervene. According to Dr. Hayflick, not so much. He doesn't believe it. Holiday does. Robin Holiday does. Hayflick doesn't.
Attitude helps too, Doc. So we'll see who lives longer.
I think so. I think attitude has a lot to do with it. Let's go to Venice, Florida, not Italy. Although I've been to Venice, Italy, and Venice, Florida is beautiful too. Terry, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
That conversation on aging is depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And it's so nuts because we like to think all these elaborate and sophisticated ideas, and for nature it's very simple. All it's trying to do is get us to an age of reproduction. And once you reach reproductive maturity, that's when many scientists say that's when aging, then after that point, that's when aging begins and there's a decline. And nature has no interest whatsoever in devoting energies to build up a reserve of health. It doesn't. And that seems unkind. Everybody thinks, oh, Mother Nature, she's so kind and gentle. I don't know. Maybe not so much. Which of the following is the good news? We do have maintenance mechanisms. Which of the following are some of the body's maintenance mechanisms? DNA repair, defenses against radical oxygen species, the immune system, healing mechanisms, or all of the above?
All of the above.
Yeah, and ability to store fat is another one. Here's a strange one, Terry. Many animals will spend a lot of time grooming their hair and skin. You see that with other primates. Why? They're trying to remove surface pests, dirt, debris, because those can be infectious. That's a maintenance. I mean, it's strange to think about it that way, but it's considered a maintenance mechanism. Crazy, huh? Yeah, it is. It is interesting. I mean, the things you learn, I find it intriguing. We often see on the National Geographic, right, Terry? We see these films. We see these primates sitting there grooming one another. They're doing that because they're trying to keep the body clean from not getting infected.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Even a cat.
Even cat, yes.
Yeah, cats do it all the time.
Cats do it all the time. So do humans in a certain, don't we?
Skin brushing.
Skin brushing, washing our hair. I'm just saying, congratulations, you won a $25 supplement gift card, Terry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day in Venice, Florida. It's beautiful there. Dr. Bird, thank you.
Thank you.
Silver Biotics, you were a champ on set. You were a hit, man. People love you. Silver Biotics, your daily immune system support. They have the silver gel, the liquid. They have the skin cream, which
tooth gel too.
Tooth gel, which is fabulous. Yeah. Website is
ablsilver.com. www.ablsilver.com.
Have you discovered that your post-activity electrolyte drink